Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today we're going to be looking at the 3D model for the addition we're putting on the homestead. This weekend it was pretty damn cold outside, so I stayed in and worked on this addition model. I had a lot of questions on this roof. I thought I was going to do the roof in vinyl or in fiberglass, and now I'm finding I can't find the materials to do that. I can't find a single place that sells the materials for that, so it looks like I may have to put EPDM rubber on this roof, which I guess it's a good material, but it's not what I wanted. So I'm still going to keep looking, but I'm not sure what's going on there yet. What I did over the weekend was flesh out most of this stuff. This is the Rainscreen right here. What this sits on the face of the foam. These are just slats, and at the top and bottom it's a material called Coravent. It's like a hard plastic corrugation with very small holes, and it has like a plastic wool inside of it, I think. It doesn't allow bugs to get up in there, but any water that gets behind the siding is attached right to these furring strips here. Any water that gets behind there will run down the foam and run out through the Coravent. Also, any heated air, when it's hot out and you got the sun shining on this, air rises up through these vents. This is kind of unusual in that it has, all these windows. So each opening needs to stop shy of the window so that air can rise up and go around the window. And then it does the same thing at the top. So the hot air rises and goes out through the top of the vent. This Coravent is really important to keep the bugs out of there. Otherwise, each one of these things would probably have a beehive in it if you didn't have that. So this, and also these furring strips help hold the foam in place. These are screwed on top of the foam, and they go directly through the foam and into a stud. Well, it's kind of hard to see on this side, but they're placed right over where the studs are. You can see the stud right there, and then the furring strip or slat. Altogether, this is called a Rainscreen system. And the next thing that would go on here would be the siding. In our case, we're going to have seamless steel siding put on here, so it'll be a single strip running across, in the top area, lots of little pieces around here, and this blocking around all the windows and doors and any other opening is needed to apply the windows. The windows are applied out here, and in this lower area there is an angled board, a sill board. I'll show you that when it's modeled up. I have the drawing of it, but it's not in this model. So now I'm working on, these are the scuppers, copper scuppers. These are, I don't know, maybe $80 a piece, and I think I need 3 of them, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. You want to get the water out of here. Then this roof itself, back here, the roof itself, like I said, it gets covered with a waterproofing material. There is no penetrations other than these scuppers and I need to take a look at the details on that. I'm going to model the roofing system, the waterproofing system, whatever I decide on, so that you'll be able to see that as well. I guess rubber is okay, but I'm not real happy with the longevity of it. I'd rather use a fiberglass or vinyl, but like I said, I can't find anywhere that sells the equipment for that, sells the materials. You know, they sell the rubber roofing, but you can't find, everything's in England. They sell a lot of the fiberglass in England, and that's kind of what I'd like to do because I've done it before. But I guess that's not in the cards, unless I can get it shipped from England at a reasonable price. You know, I don't want to pay a fortune to have it shipped from England. Okay, and then what we have here, this is a future door. I frame it in right away, and I know the location so that when I add an addition onto the back of here, I can just cut through the drywall on the inside and then take a router to it and clean it up, and bada bing, bada boom. I have a fully framed door opening. You can see on the inside it has the actual header and all that. I have that on the main house here for the door. This door right here is already framed and ready to go. Right now there's a window that matches this window. There's a window in there right now, so I'll be taking that window out and taking the temporary framing out. It's all screwed in, like this stuff here. It's all screwed in, so I'll unscrew it, and bada bing, bada boom, I have a door opening. So I'll probably model this in as well. This will have there's one more layer that caps off this parapet here. It is an 1.25 inches thick. Right now I'm thinking of just going with wood. The deck is going to be wood, so it'll be continuous all the way across, flush, in 1.25 inches higher than what the top of the parapet is now. So that'll bring me, 3 inches under the door here. So that'll be pretty cool. You just open the door and walk right out onto a deck. And then of course it'll have a railing running all the way around. And I might as well mention this too. I changed my mind since I started modeling this. Both of these are going to be future doors, I believe. But I've changed around the direction that the stairway is going to go. So, and I believe I might change around the pitch of the roof. Right now it runs towards the north. I might have it run the opposite way. Not sure on that, but I am positive on this. The stairway will run right across this way. It's going to be a temporary stairway until the next part of the addition is put in, which will be right here. When this part of the addition is put in, the stairway will run on the side of that structure. So there won't be a stairway on this at all. But for now, the stairway is going to run from this side across to this side. So the window will be here. It'll be under the stairway. And this will be solid. So this will just be mirrored what's there. And it really doesn't matter because both of them will be doors at some point. This one will be a door sooner, but for now it'll be buried in whatever I put on here. I'm not going to put siding on here until we build the addition. So yeah, house wrap doesn't work all that well. It gets pretty ragged if you let it go for a couple years. But I'm guessing I might put that on. I might put heavy tar paper on. We had that on a temporary structure, and it lasted for 6 years easy with no tears or anything. So if I like glue the seams down. Just use heavy tar paper and make sure that the edges are sealed. Tar paper should work just fine. So that's about that for this. Oh, and we also, this was going to be a frost protected shallow foundation. Our concrete guy talked us out of that idea. And it is now going to be a frost wall with a concrete top, a lot like a garage foundation. So it's going to have 4-foot block walls going down to a footer, a heavy footer. And then the top blocks are like half blocks or something. So the concrete is poured right into the blocks at the top. I believe that's how he described it. And then the foundation will be 4 inches. The next time you see this, I should have the roofing on the top, and maybe I'll have my wife see if she can find that fiberglass material. It just looks like something that I can do better than the rubber. Maybe not. And it seems to be a harder substrate. I would just put 2 layers of that on, because it is going to support a deck. There's feet that come down to here and rest on it. So I want to have a pretty nice hard surface, flexible but hard. And I know people do it with rubber, but I don't know, it kind of concerns me. And the next time you see this wall right here is appearing gray except for this, and that's because there's kind of a glitch in how Autodesk Inventor works, and it keeps changing the color of my studs back to their nominal color, which pisses me off, so I got to go back and change them again. But anyways, well, I'll show you this real quick and then get back to work. Where the studs are on the main dwelling, they have I don't have this aligned right. I'm gonna have to go back in there and fix these. These should be directly over where the studs are on the main house, and what these are gonna do is act as strong backs to tie the 2 systems together. So this stud will be right in front of this stud and be teed off with a 2x6 backer. So if this moves over to the right a little bit and is directly in line, it'll pinch foam in between. Foam and there's foam and sheathing in between here. So this will get some long structural screws going between the 2. Like, I don't know what the distance is. It's probably going to end up being like 10-inch structural screws. Yeah, it's 11 inches to the very inside there. So those will probably be 10-inch screws. So they'll get like 2 or 3 of them on each of these studs. Possibly. I'll work out the calculations and figure that out. I don't know how I got off like this, because that was projected geometry. I'll have to look into that. Something got askew. Okay, so the next time you see this, it'll be much further along. It'll have the whatever type of roofing that I'm putting on there, and I should have the siding on there, and I might put the tar paper on there as well. So make sure you subscribe and click on the notifications icon so that you receive notice when I publish the next version of this. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.